Yo, welcome back. This is essentially the next day immediately after those LFR runs where we actually got 2-piece, which is insanely useful because this proc damage is actually doing pretty good. As you can see, it's about 4% of the damage. The only thing you guys have really missed, obviously, I made a fit, probably do that, and I filled out the tier 8 delves, just so we have all 3 of them. Obviously, we got the LFR, and today we're going to work on the center row 2s, essentially, until we can get into some higher keys. I want to try and get into a 10 this week, but that might be a bit of a stretch. We'll see how it goes. I do vaguely know the routes, 647, but I promise I'm not brain dead. I have the portal from Priest. Okay, alright, there we go, to Priory. Honestly, one of the scariest dungeons to do, and there's a few mobs in here that can heal to full if you don't move. I'll be very interested to see how I survive, and if I can keep threat or not. I feel like this shouldn't be that bad. Famous last words. Also, I have all the portals. I just don't want it to seem like I'm experienced if I can. I think I sold augment runes that I got from the raid. We sold augment runes. And that was basically it. I don't think this should be that bad. It is obviously American groups as well, because I'm Australian. We're used to playing with ping anyway. Also, the lever thing's active, which is lovely. They can't bail on a group if it's going awfully. Which I understand why. In like pug groups, it's sketchy. I think I need to put that down immediately. Or we take some damage. I probably should have made some weak auras to track my brew properly, but it's doing alright so far. Just need to make sure I don't overlap. Okay, that was a dramatically different experience to normal. Because it took so much damage at all times there. How am I doing on healing? Pretty good. Let's pull this with something else. Okay, yeah, the stagger bar is not great for showing how much damage you'll actually take in keys, because it builds to max almost immediately. What a first pug. I didn't want any of those mobs, by the way. There's a reason I went to the side. How's my healer? They're fine. I have no buttons here, so I'm just gonna go in with this. Also, I'm only kicking the dude here, because if the fireballs are only on me, it doesn't matter that much. And if it gets to shout off, we all die. So, it's my thought process there at least. Easy money. Holy, my stagger was going up like crazy. Yeah, I can see where people misuse their brews and stuff to die. Because, it glows up at 50%, but you get to 50% instantly. That was not the right time to pick it up, but I can take another one in a second. Oh, okay, someone just took 2. I like that they're killing the proper mobs before the light spawn. This group's actually really good. Short a tiny bit of percent, but that's okay. Nice. Nice. You may as well ask. Hey, we got some boots. What did the boots have too? Oh, bad stats, but it's alright. Main stat is way more important, especially on a tank. Well, it's important on every class, but tank and healer especially, it's such an immense power boost. I have no idea what we need for percent on Gambit, so let's go. And yeah, obviously the goal is to get to a plus 10 if I can by the end of this week. Get score, so we can do 10s and fill out the vault. Filling out the vault is probably the most important thing week 1. So you get 9 chances at good loot. Also, that rogue pumped for 690. Also, I did get pants. I should buy the Stormbound stuff. Because it's hero track, so I shouldn't have to replace it anytime soon. Worthwhile investment. Thought I'd just bid on it. I've never bid on an item. I just buy out every time. There we go. If we're not going yet, I'm just going to make a weak aura for Celestial Infusion. It should show up. Let's see if that works. Hey, there we go. Hopefully that'll let me track Celestial Brew a little bit better. So I think you don't want to let it run off if you can help it. Or do what I was doing in that key where I combine Purifying and Celestial. Okay. There are blasters in this key, yeah. We're gonna get a lot more here in a second. Maybe? We did not. Cool. This druid has no idea what they're doing. Bro, I'm... What are you doing? Just has no idea what he's doing, and that's okay. That's why he's in a 2. Things are just getting deleted. I should definitely have to run from them. Okay, that's the first time I've been completely dry on buttons. That was scary. Yeah, his hunter's just blasting. I genuinely didn't notice it run past. The cooldowns are definitely a lot harder than I thought to manage, but it's kind of because none of the mobs before these dungeons have actually put up the stagger bar. So I thought it was hard before. That was just me taking like brutal amounts of damage. It's a little more complicated than I thought. Also, does the baseline tell you that it's actually worth purifying it, or is that the minimum? Because I feel like with default UI, it might tell you when the minimum amount is, but not the like optimal amount of cleansing stagger, which is obviously a problem. How did we not get it? Oh, it's the druid. They have no idea. I think I'll have to read how the stagger amount works, because I know it buffs my celestial infusion by a lot, and that's where my actual tankiness comes from, is that. This should be enough percent. Not too bad. That taught me a lot. I definitely need to figure out how I'm supposed to use the brew. Actually, I'm curious. Let's see what they're talking about, because if he's a top percent player, then I feel like he'd have a lot more gear by now. Especially on Marksman, because Marksman's really strong. It has been really strong, all this X-Pack, really. They only got to 3100 by the looks, and that's their main. Let's go do Ecodome. Why not? I guess enter a pull with Celestial Infusion and another cooldown and try build to 100% stagger. And then purify it for a big shield. Maybe work like that. Yeah, that works relatively well. But now I'm out of buttons. So... I don't know, maybe I save it then. Okay, yeah, I think I figured it out. Man's giving a guide instead of doing damage. That's wild. God, they just didn't hit the ads, man. Do Mistweaver and Brew not work well together? Because this feels so much harder than the other dungeons so far. I don't know, my stagger's going up crazy in this dungeon. I'll just go these two. Hopefully I have enough percent. I don't know how much you actually need before. Got some really good data from that dungeon though. I was taking damage like crazy, so I had to somewhat change how I play. Also, that was enough percent. Perfect even. Because usually you're a little bit short in this dungeon. At least from my experience. Usually a little short every time. Sad we didn't +2 this, but it's just because lack of damage. As you can kind of see. I almost beat the mage. That's alright though. It is low keys. Hey, a weapon! Huge. That looks pretty good actually. It's got crit as well. Let's try a higher key maybe. A 6 maybe? 4 might be better. I'd rather have Dawnbreaker, to be honest. Yeah, we'll go Dawnbreaker instead. Much more linear dungeon. I also gotta press Invoke Nirzo a lot more. This ret's probably gonna be very gung-ho, so need to be a little careful with threat. Be sure to taunt, because he's gonna do damage immediately. Kinda like the hunters earlier. Assumedly. Okay, I thought the Mistweaver was painful to heal with, or to tank with. This is so much worse. Unless these two just truck me down. It is a 4, but still. I'm taking crazy damage. The start always seems to feel sketchy. Maybe people just have no idea how to heal a monk? Which, to be fair, I don't know how monk entirely works yet, so that's a fair thing to think to begin with. I can't build up my heals properly with this fight. Just touch of death, yeah. Why are they not releasing? I am in so much danger. That is such a scary pull, holy. I desperately need to use the ox a lot more. Really? 2 of them didn't move? Well, I was a tiny bit short apparently. 0.5%. Funnily enough, I could have grabbed these too. So my route was close, I just get these with it. But yeah, not too bad. That was our first 4, and it felt easier than the other one, if anything. I was just taking giga damage from some of those mobs, and I need to press my Ox statue a lot more, because I think it does a large amount of my damage if I actually get him out. This Stomp, for example. I think that's supposed to be the closer to the top. Maybe I'll do something a bit higher, like 2 to 6. 5 holes, okay, let's go. I'm a little concerned about the Houndmaster because I don't think any of them are going to kick it, and I obviously need to stay still, so I think I tank on top of Houndmaster and just make sure I stay there, but this will be the first 5 at least. So yeah, I think I'm going to tank on top of the Houndmaster. As much as it's going to slow it down, that way I won't randomly die, because if the Gorgons get empowered, I just die. So it's going to be a little slow, but I do need to make sure we can survive. Yeah, this heal is much better than the other ones. What can I pull with this? Not really a lot. Ah, I knew that was coming. But why did you follow me? What's this DK doing? I'm tanking over here because we got 2 melee. So the melee can keep hitting the mob, or hitting the boss. Oh, good to see they weren't upset. I've had so many groups where I've just been carrying on the Loyal Beasts kick, and then as soon as the second one gets pulled, it's very dangerous if I can't stun it or CC it. But good to know my character can handle a 5. That was actually really easy, and that healer felt way better than the others, so maybe I just wasn't getting healed enough, but that felt a lot better. My Stomp was a lot higher, just putting it on cooldown helps a lot. I think it's supposed to be the top damage though, so still missing a little bit of uptime on it, I guess. I'll do a Floodgate, why not? Mix it up a little bit. There's no lust in the group, which is painful, but that's fine. I need some loot. I've literally only gotten loot from someone trading it, and we've done, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keys. How do I want to do this place? Because I'd have to watch the surveys. They're the sketchy ones, and the divers, because they're the mobs you need to kick. Not pull any divers in my route, I guess. That might be the best way to go about it. And yeah, I gotta try and use Gift of the Ox more. I know what my breakdown should look like, but it's not yet. The damage is getting there, but the healing side of it is not. This shouldn't be too bad. It's just the start that'll be scary because I have to group them up. I'm taking a crazy amount of stagger damage. I desperately need them to die very soon here. Yeah, that only felt sketchy because it took way too long to die. The Ret Paladin just laid on the floor. Oh yeah, we didn't have lust for the big pull either. I guess they want to go this way. You don't want to drink? Okay. Right, it's a boss fight. I'm not going to be taking enough damage to build stagger. Let's just use defensives on his busters. Kick! Ho! Please. Interrupt. I don't know where to get percent here. I don't want the divers because I don't trust them to interrupt. So maybe I get the bombs? Oh, they got the other one. Now it's a sketchy pull. Stop! They need to stop killing things! The poor healer. I don't know if we need more percent, but we'll find out, I guess. Okay, that does nothing. I was like, oh, it reduces damage done by 100%. Maybe that'll be good. It did literally nothing. So that's good to know. Good knowledge. Or maybe it's not physical damage and that's why. I don't know why you threw out AMZ. This man just didn't buy drinks. Let's go, we got loot though. Bad stats again, but main stat is great. This is the next day. I just upgraded some pieces because we had some Valor Stones, and that was basically it. I went and did world quests as well to get some extra gold. Also swapped around a trinket that I got from a delve, because apparently this trinket's pretty damn good for Brewmaster. I started struggling, maybe I'll put that back on. Gonna try apply to a 6, see if we can get into one, because that'll give me hero track gear. Probably 6 to 8, I feel like I could do. 6 Arakara, okay, let's go. I think the only part in here that could get sketchy is if I don't get dispelled in the last room, because I believe I can't dispel it. Also, surprised they invited me, because yeah, I don't have Arakara. I'm going to pull it safely here though, just gonna pull down to the bottom, kind of judge their damage from that too, because there shouldn't be any scary mobs there, making sure that we time it essentially. Okay, definitely taking a lot of stagger from these, but they're completely fine now. Need to kick that. Oh, someone stood in a frontal. Yeah, I'm glad I gauged it a little bit. Mob's trying to walk behind me. Do I trust them to tank close? We have 2 melee, I should definitely do it. And I can ring a piece if anything. Could tell the healer panicked. Immediately threw down Earth Grab. Oh, well, that's infuriating. That could have been real scary. I don't know why he just decided to move on top of me and eat them all. Don't do that again. I'll go this way just because it's the way that I normally go. But this is not the safest spot to do it in a pug. This is the scary room if I don't get dispelled. Okay, I'm getting dispelled regularly. That's good. I can't get through it. Okay, you got the dispel. I'm just trying to give him enough space to actually go to a puddle. I wish he would dispel me, that would be lovely. Nice though, we got a time 6. And it didn't feel that bad, honestly. Try an Ecodome 7, why not? There's no lust in there, which is awkward, but probably be fine. Never mind, instant decline. Hey, Floodgate 7, let's go. The warrior's probably going to be aggro hungry, as they usually are. So just need to get through it quickly. Why do I get asked if I normally tank? This isn't tied to my other characters. I don't want to scare them, because if I say I normally DPS, they'll be like, oh, I'll say I tank on this usually. It's not even the host, why is he asking? Man's got PvP gear, but asking me. Wait, this guy is like, yeah, he's lower gear than me. Why are you asking me anything? What a weird DK. Yeah, I was gonna say that elemental is gonna get deleted instantly. They did no damage! No wonder that felt so difficult to do. Oh my god. Bro! The mob only looked at me! That was so gross. I've never been rooted 4 times in a row. I think that's the least of our problems, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I have 8 stacks, 9 stacks. Healer's too concerned about what the shaman's doing to actually dispel. Bro needs to pay attention. The undergeared DK is doing more than the geared people. At least he got 2 of them. Just need to be used to having full stagger, honestly. Because it's actually not that bad. Especially if I've got healing spheres built up. I actually don't need to move or panic about anything. I had a full heal there. I should have just waited. Still got a full heal. Yo, just kind of an end statement. I didn't talk a whole lot through these dungeons, and you would have noticed a lot of them skipped through because nothing particularly impactful really happened apart from that last one where the paladin was being a bit of a dick to the shaman and playing worse because of it. But we actually ended off this video specifically with 681 item level now. We still desperately need some gear, even though we're seemingly surviving for now. we could use a lot of new gear and about 1,429 score, which isn't too bad. Just for some future reference, because I know I haven't really talked about it, I want to try and get out 3 videos per week if I can manage that. It'll be every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Maybe Saturday or Sunday, depending how long it takes to edit these, because these are like at minimum 4 to 6 hours of looking through the VOD essentially. So if you guys want to see how the series goes, consider subscribing, as it'll keep you updated with when I post. And thank you guys so much for watching.